She was invisible. At least, that's how it felt. Every day, she cleaned the massive halls of the billionaire's mansion. Her hands scrubbed floors until they burned, her back ached from carrying heavy trays, and her nights stretched long into exhaustion. She had taken the job because she had no choice. Life had not been kind. Bills piled up. Family responsibilities weighed heavily. And in this world, survival meant sacrifice. Nobody really noticed her. Not the guests who laughed loudly at expensive parties. Not the other staff, too busy in their own struggles. And certainly not the billionaire himself. To him, she was just another shadow in the endless corridors of his palace. But one night, everything changed. After hours of work, her body could no longer take it. She wandered into what she thought was a guest room, too tired to even think. She collapsed onto the enormous bed and drifted into the deepest sleep she'd had in years. She didn't know it wasn't just any bed. It was his bed. When the billionaire returned to his room that night, he was surprised. Lying there, curled up and fast asleep, was the maid. Her face, normally hidden by exhaustion, looked peaceful, almost angelic. He could have woken her. He could have yelled, ordered her out, demanded an explanation. But instead, he stood there silently. Something stirred inside him, something unfamiliar. For years, he had lived surrounded by wealth. Cars, mansions, luxury, anything money could buy. But not once had he seen someone this vulnerable, this unguarded, right in front of him. He let her sleep. The next morning, she woke with horror. Her heart raced. What had she done? She had trespassed into his private space. She would be fired. Maybe worse. She dropped to her knees, begging for forgiveness. But to her shock, he smiled. "Get up," he said gently. "You look tired, you should rest more." From that day, something shifted. He began to notice her. The way she worked quietly but with dignity. How she stayed late to help the older staff. How, despite her struggles, she carried kindness in her eyes. Days turned into weeks. He found excuses to see her. A conversation here. A simple question there. And slowly, what began as curiosity grew into something deeper. The billionaire, who had everything money could buy, realized he wanted something money couldn't give him, her heart. But it wasn't easy. She resisted. She thought, this isn't real. He's rich. I'm just a maid. He'll never see me as more than a passing interest. Yet, he proved her wrong. He showed up not as the powerful billionaire, but as a man willing to listen, to care, to fight for her trust. And one night, she confessed what she had long buried. How life had beaten her down. How she had stopped believing in love, in fairy tales, in happy endings. He took her hand and said, "Then let me show you that love still exists. It wasn't just a romance, it was a redemption." The world around them didn't understand. People whispered, judged, criticized. But they didn't care. Because what started as an accident, a maid falling asleep in the wrong bed, became the love story of their lives. She was no longer invisible. She was his everything. And together, they proved that sometimes, love finds us in the most unexpected places. Subscribe for more.